Oh, great.
We are recording.
Excellent. Well, happy Tuesday, and it is lovely, sunny, and cold outside. Welcome. This is the second day of Business Career Week. We are going to do a session on LinkedIn and beyond. And just as a little commercial, we have 3 other sessions this afternoon. If you are available to join us live, if not, they are being recorded. We have at 1 o'clock, how do I build the skills I need to gain experience? At 2 o'clock, a global perspective. And our last one today is going to be a student-to-student panel from 3 to 4. So feel free if you're available or to let your friends know if they are available. We are always happy to have you join us. And as I said, this is also being recorded. We know it's always a busy week. So in case students can't come, they can always log on to the recording. Anyway, I didn't introduce myself. So I'm Judy Stewart. I am a business career counselor at the Stanford campus. Of course, we are all virtual right now, but that's where I'm perched in normal times. I'm also joined by 3 of my colleagues who sit in the Storrs campus and also cover Waterbury and Hartford and Avery Point, Sue, Nick, and Kathy. And for the students that have joined us so far, thank you very much for joining us. And we are going to be talking about LinkedIn. This is a nice small group. So as I'm going through, please feel free to ask a question either in chat or on audio. It's all good for me. So having said that, what I'm going to do, I have a couple of slides, nothing super formal that I'm going to share. And of course, I never know when that's happening, but hang on a second. Okay, can you see the slides?
Yep,
Yes,
slides are visible.
Perfect, wonderful, thank you. So with that, I'm going to start. And I've already introduced myself and told you to feel free anytime to ask questions. We're really going to focus on understanding the tool, which is LinkedIn, so that you can use it to enhance your resources, make your contacts work for you. So just a little bit of an overview, and then I'm going to go live, which is always the best way to explain it and understand it, okay? So what is LinkedIn? If those of you who are familiar with Handshake, Handshake is a career portal, which is for our university. And if you think of different sizes of a pool, you can think of LinkedIn as the bigger pool. LinkedIn is not only all over the country, it is linking the whole world. So, you know, when you are a freshman, sophomore, and you want local jobs and local employers, Handshake is wonderful. As you get closer to your junior and senior year and you might want to look at other employers, LinkedIn gives you a bigger pool, and LinkedIn also gives you a bigger network. So we'll talk about, you know, what can LinkedIn do for you, how to build your profile, how to use it as a networking tool, etc. So that's the agenda. Okay, so as I said, every time I update this slide, it gets bigger and bigger. I updated this slide last year. I had 600 million. Now this year I checked and there are 700 million registered members worldwide who are on LinkedIn. Over 30 million companies are on LinkedIn, and it is the world's largest professional network. So it can be used by students and anybody to build a professional network, to network with other professionals in your field, to search for jobs, for career opportunities, to stay current on the news. So the news feed is the first thing you see. but it's something that many people don't use. So I'm going to spend a little time talking about the news feed. And to learn of events that are happening, webinars, in-person live events when they are happening. So you can learn about events going on in your area as well. So why is it important? The bottom line of why it's important is it creates opportunities. So how does it create opportunities? If you look at the top circle, it allows you to network with other people. So sometimes people say it's not what you know, it's who you know. Actually, both of those are important. What you know is important. Who you know, though, sometimes opens doors for you. So the point is to add as many who you knows into your network so that more doors can be opened for you. All of these things, by the way, in the outside circle lead to an opportunity. So networking is part of it. Your online reputation is part of it. LinkedIn is different than a resume. It is a marketing tool for you. So you want to build a very professional online image and a brand. We have talked about your photo, your headshot. We'll talk about it a little bit more. But it's important to build an online presence, to join groups, and to make connections. And as we go to the bottom left, the purple circle, LinkedIn is really an extension of your resume. However, it is way more comprehensive. You can do a lot more. You can post activities. You can post videos. You can show yourself in a different light in LinkedIn, which is why we call it more of a marketing tool. And as far as how you make connections, it is always a good idea to start with people you know so that you get a comfort level. So start with friends, start with family, start with neighbors, start with people that you know that work in companies or in startups or in interesting industries. And don't be shy about connecting. LinkedIn is different from other social media like Facebook. It is a professional network, and I'm going to give you some tips on how to connect, but don't be shy, because to the extent that you build up your network, as I'm going to show you, your network is going to work for you and help you. So what can I do on LinkedIn? You can highlight your skills via keywords and endorsements. Keywords are very important so that you get the correct news feed. A keyword is something that talks about your skills. You can find keywords based on the job descriptions that you're looking at. So look at those recurring words that you see. Those are known as keywords. You can, as I said, further elaborate your experience. Most important, and a lot of people don't do this, so a little tip is follow employers that you are interested in and that might have potential career opportunities for you. You can search for jobs and internships. You can join professional groups. You can find other UCONN alumni and career information, and that's how you're going to build your network. Oh, and you can receive valuable articles, of course, which is in your newsfeed, which I'll show you in a minute. So basically what this is showing you is that it's called the hidden job market. Most of the jobs that are available, people tend to find one of the best ways is through your network or through your contacts or through people referring you or through an alumni or an employee doing an employee referral. So if you look at the blue portion of this, that is really where the hidden jobs are. So what we're going to try to do is get into that hidden job market. So building your profile, I'm going to show you live a few things here, but this I can give you as we can give you afterwards as a handout. So I think I'm going to switch this and go live. Hold on a second. Yeah, I'm going to switch this and go live. if I can figure out how to do that. Okay, I do stop sharing here. Yes, so I'm going to show you live a couple of things because it's always better to look at them live. Okay, so let me see. Okay, hang on. Okay. Okay, excellent. Okay, just sorry guys, technical difficulty. And now I'm going to go live. So let me go back. Hang on. And let me share my screen again. And great. Are you looking at the LinkedIn screen now? Yes? Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mick. Thank you. So basically, this is the home page. So I want to start first with this section called the news feed. And what you're going to see here is two things, and I think you pretty much can see the difference. One is an article or a posting or something original that is posted by somebody in your network. So in this case, Maud Pansing is somebody in my network posting something about something, and something about McDonald's. Okay, well, she's a marketing person. This is probably a paid ad. You can usually tell the difference. This is somebody else in my network, okay? But here's, if we look at this one, Nicole Gallagher. So what I'd like to encourage you to do, besides reading the article, this one is about Indeed, is to like it. Okay, that's easy. You add a comment. So if you know this person, which most of them you will, or they're connected to somebody in your network, put a comment in there. You can even message the person directly if they're in your network. So there's a lot that you can do with the news feed. The other thing that I want to show you is building your profile. Okay, so we talked about having a good photo. They don't call it a headshot for nothing. It should be your head. It should be close up. It should be well lit, and extra points if you do anything resembling a smile there. Even a big smile is good. In back of the photo is what's called a banner. You can choose to put something in or not put something in. It just tells a little bit more about you. So you can put a banner in. And then there's an about section. I'm showing you the back end of mine. So it will talk about your skills and abilities. And that's what we call the about section. That's where you can market yourself a little bit more. This is mentioning things that I have posted on LinkedIn. And some of them I may have posted something original. Most of the time, I'm going to migrate something over that somebody else has posted. And I'm either going to put it in a group or I'm going to put it on my own site. In this case, I put it in the UCONN career group. Okay. And then your experience, for those of you, if there is an icon or a logo that goes with your jobs, I encourage you to put it in there. So that's how you build your profile. And please keep in mind that this about section is where you can really personalize what you've done. Your dashboard tells you who's viewing your profile, how many views, how many times you have showed up in a search. Now, in the interest of time, the other thing that I want to show you, because students often talk about how they can reach out to other alumni. So what I'm putting in the bar at the top is University of Connecticut. So I'm pulling up the UCONN LinkedIn site. And what I want you to notice here is, well, two things, okay? In this case, there's 32 other connections that I have at UCONN. But for you who want to find other alumni, where you go into this alumni tab. Now, there's going to be a lot of people in there. So in this case, it's 157,000. I'm just going to show you quickly. The reason it's that big is the years that are in there start from 1900, which is kind of crazy. So I'm going to put in 2015 to 2021. So that's the last 6 years of alumni. You can certainly add more years. So now we've gone down to 43,000 and change, and that's still too much. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sort geography and put in Greater New York City area. And I'm also going to put in Hartford. And now 46,000 went to 28,000, still too many. So where they work, I'm going to skip that quadrant for 1 minute. And I'm going to scroll down to, actually, I think it's scroll across to next, to what they do. Okay, so let's say I am a UCONN student and I want a job, or I want to connect with alumni in finance. I'm going to click on the finance tab. And now my 28,000 has gone down to 1,300. And you see, you can keep filtering this. But I'm just going to stop there in the interest of time. But what I want to show you now you found 1,300 alumni, 13 and change. And so you go down here, and these are the 1,300 that we've just sorted through that are working in the New York City area or the Hartford area that graduated between 2015 and 2021 and that are in finance. So if you wanted to connect, the first thing, and this is why you need a great network, let's look at this person who is Jason Zhao. I don't know him. He doesn't know me. I don't know if he's going to connect with me. But here's what I'm going to do. There's 22 shared connections. I'm going to take a look at the 22 shared connections, meaning that 22 people who are in my network are connected to Jason. So what I'm going to do, rather than connect with Jason cold, is I'm going to go in and take a look at my connections and see who I know very well here in my connections and probably send them a message. Okay, so this is a person that I know right here, Michael Bober. I'm going to go in, I'm going to message him, and I'm going to ask him if he can connect me with Jason. And maybe given that I've got 22 people that I know that are connected, I may ask 2 or 3 of them, because why not, right? I'm connected. That's what you use your network for. I am not going to ask my connections to find me a job. I am going to ask my connections to connect me with Jason. That is all that I'm going to do with my connections. So you want to build your network, you know, provide, get relationships, get more relationships / connections, and use those. So I'm going to go back to home, and I know that we're going to run short on time. There's one other thing that I just want to show you really quick, and that is setting up job alerts on LinkedIn. So what you go to the jobs tab, and I'm just going to show you the jobs that I've already have set up. But if you want to set up a particular title or a type of job, you go in here, search by title, skill, or company. You set your city, state, or zip code, and remember, you can filter that 50 miles out, 100 miles out, whatever you want to do. But for example, I have many job alerts set up, and what I do so that I can refer jobs to all the students is, for example, in this case, I have a data analytics tab. That's a major that we have at the Stanford campus. And I have that set up for data analytics jobs in the New York City metropolitan area. I probably have other job tabs. Oh, we put in podcast. I was trying to help some podcast students also. There's lots of different jobs that I have saved here, but social media, we also have marketing students who are looking for social media. So I have that. So that's being fed to me by email every day. I don't have to check LinkedIn. I just have it set up. I have it filtered, and that's how I go in there. So I would strongly encourage all of you to set up job alerts in LinkedIn. So this is a shorter session. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and hang on a second. I'm going to see if I can, no, I'm not going to go back to that. I think we'll just kind of talk, because if not, I will run out of time. So the other thing that I want to say about LinkedIn is that I want to strongly encourage you to join groups on LinkedIn. We have a group on LinkedIn, and that group is called the UCONN School of Business Career Development Office. Yes. So please join us on there, because we frequently post things on there. So please feel free to join that group. There's lots and lots of LinkedIn groups at UConn. Those of you who are in clubs probably have your own LinkedIn group as well. And the other thing just about, I said it before about contacts, is you have to feel a comfort level to reach out. When you do reach out, you'll see when you reach out that there's a drop-down box that will say, do you want to send them a message? Always send a message. Even if it's somebody that you don't know, always send a message, because when you just do the typical, you know, please join my network on LinkedIn, you have to have a frame of reference. So maybe it's, I met you at a seminar, I took a class with you, I met you at Starbucks the other morning, whatever it is. Just give them a nudge and a reminder so that they will add you to their network. The other thing on LinkedIn, as I may have mentioned before, is follow companies and industries that you're interested in. That way they'll show up on your news feed, and that way they will also send you material about jobs that are opened, etc. So there's lots and lots and lots that you can do on LinkedIn. This is a shorter session, but I am more than happy to send the PowerPoint to anybody. We also have a profile checklist for students. And it's, you know, when we are back in the office, I know that we do headshots for students. We are not in the office right now, but anybody can do that for you. Just make sure, as I said, it's a headshot, that it's well lit, that at least the top of you is wearing professional clothing, and a smile will get you extra points. So that will also work out well. We had an employer join us yesterday on a handshake presentation, and he actually talked a lot about how important the headshot is, and how important it is to get you know, to have a look and to get a sense and to understand your personality. So I really strongly encourage you on both Handshake and LinkedIn to make sure that you have a headshot. So I'm going to be conscious of time, and at this point, I would love to ask if anybody's got questions or things that they would like to ask about LinkedIn. I know that this was a quicker session, but more than happy to answer questions in chat or live. Whatever, anything that you ever wanted to know about LinkedIn, feel free to ask.
Hey, Judy, it's Kathy. I just wanted to mention one thing, because in your presentation yesterday, talking to students about, you know, being professional and networking, can you talk a little bit about the message that somebody can send in LinkedIn when you are connecting with them, that the fact that you can write just that little statement about how you met, how you know each other, and do it professionally the way you were talking before?
Exactly. Thanks, Kathy. Yes, of course. So when you put a message into LinkedIn, number one, be brief. So this is not a cover letter. This is just a quick connection. To Kathy's point, you want to somehow either remind them of where you met them, if that's the case, remind them of a mutual connection. So it can be Susie Smith mentioned that, you know, we should connect, that I have an interest in social media and you work for Facebook or whatever. What you want to do is you want to grab them. So, you know, we use the term, right, something that's a grabber. So try to put something in the first sentence or two that will grab their attention. So it may be a connection. It may be something positive about their company. It may be something positive about them. Maybe they just posted an article in a news feed. We were talking about the news feed. So something that's going to grab them, and just tell them why you'd like to connect with them. And if it's a UConn alumni, you know, just say, I'm going to be graduating UConn in 2021. I'm interested in anything that you might tell me about getting a job at Facebook or wherever it is. So something personal, something that's a grabber, something about their company, those will always be helpful. Okay.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Anybody else got a question? No.
I just had one question about what we should be posting, if we should be posting any updates while we're still in college or after, or what we could post that would seem appropriate to kind of show ourselves off.
Absolutely. So I'll talk about the easiest way, and then I'll talk about another option. The easiest way, Maria, is if you look in the news feed and you see an article that interests you or an event that's happening, there's 3 dots on the top right of that article, and those dots will allow you to copy the link to the post and share it. So you can always just share somebody else's article or event or happening and put that out and write a few words of your own at the top. That's the easiest way. You get a news feed and you can see lots of things that are going on there or learn of something interesting. That's the first way, and that's easy. The second way, and we see it a lot with students, is that if you get a job or you get an internship, why not put it out there to your network? So, you know, it's something about you professionally, or it's, I saw, here's this great webinar coming up, or I read this great book, or, you know, something professional, something like that. So those are some ways. The other thing is take a look at your network. Here's another thing. Take a look at what they're posting. So that will give you some ideas also. But what I like to do is I just see articles or events that are interesting, and I just copy the link and I post it, sometimes with extra words and sometimes not, but just putting it out there, and then it goes into my activity feed. So I would encourage you to do that. If you did a project and you have a video or a short paper that you'd like to post on LinkedIn, maybe an experiential type of thing that you did, you can do that as well. Those are just a few ideas. I'm sure that there are so many more that I'm not thinking of, but that's just enough just to get you started.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem. And the other thing is that we have a profile checklist to give you some ideas. So I'm not sure if we can capture your names, but if not, please just email me, judy.stewart@uconn.edu, and I can send you the PowerPoint, and I can also send you the checklist, and I'm happy to share that with you. So anything else? No? All good? Well, thank you very much. I do want to remind you that at 1 o'clock, there is another webinar called How to Build the skills I need to gain experience. I encourage you to be joining us. And then we have some other sessions later this afternoon. And hang on, somebody just put, oh, thank you. Thank you, Sue, for putting my email in there. Okay, have a great day, stay warm, and we will see each other again. Okay, bye-bye.
That's
Thank you
great,
very
Judy.
much.
Thank you.
You're
I'm
welcome.
going to stop recording now.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.